Hi.
Hi.
Happy Monday.
Yeah, it's October, spooky season. I like your fit, but we'll get into that.
You like what?
Your fit. It's cute.
Oh, thanks. I'm sorry. I tried to turn my volume up and I turned it down. All right, it's Monday. Welcome to Track Girl Summer. I'm your host, Natasha Hastings. This is my co-host, Kori Con. This is my co-host, Kori
I
Carter.
don't,
It's
I don't
Monday.
know
Let
who
me
you
get
were
it
saying.
together. I don't know who I was saying either. And we're Track Girl Summer and we're bringing the culture to track and field.
Yes. Track girl summer. Track girl summer.
Follow me, Natasha Hastings, Twitter, IG, Facebook, YouTube. Follow the Kori Monster, Twitter, IG, YouTube. Most important, follow Track Girl Summer, trackgirlsummer.com. We're on Twitter, IG, YouTube. We're bringing the content, we're bringing the shenanigans. Get your merch. Once you get your merch, take a picture, tag us in your pictures so that we can share your pictures and share the love. Um, yeah, we're bringing another dope guest today, so let's just get into it.
Well, before, of course, like my my gardener is like pulling a leaf blower right outside my window. But before we get into that, we got to get into the fit check. So today's hair was inspired by our guest because he loves the rose emoji. And then, gotta give y'all a little clavicle. And then, can you believe these leather pants are Jordan?
Oh,
And
okay, Jordan.
Kovu said he's a huge Grant Holloway fan too. He's matching with it, and I don't know why he insisted on putting his cuff links on, his little cuffs on for the show. But he was like, it's very formal, very, he just wanted to like bring it today. So he's wearing his rose shoes in honor of Grant. I don't know why I'm like off center. There we go.
Poor Kovu. Well, I didn't get the rose memo, but I'm wearing my signature war paint available at 400mdiva.com.
I am also wearing warrior paint.
War paint!
Look, I'm a warrior.
I also be forgetting to plug my lash liner that's also a glue. New hair, I just, you know. And I'm just rocking a little romper,
I
a
love
little
a romp.
a little fall situation, and no sneakers today, but these Tory Burch fall boots. I love fall. Fall's my favorite fashion season. So this morning I was like, let me do a little zhuzh. Let me do a little zhuzh.
And I said, let me give a little Dancing with the Star reject. And, you know. But without further ado, let me introduce our guest. He's an Olympic silver medalist, a 2019 world gold medalist, 60-meter hurdle world record holder. But here's the thing is, you know that dog. You are friends with that dog. And that dog is significantly bigger than you. I don't know why you have an attitude. I'm sorry. Children, you guys know how it is. Sorry, he's a record holder in 60 hurdles and the 100 and then 110 hurdles. He's number 2 all time in the 110 hurdles. He's the Bower winner. In 2017, he was the NCAA indoor champion in the 60 hurdles, and he was on the second place 4x4 relay. 2017 outdoors, he got second in long jump, first in the 110 hurdles. 2018 indoors, he was second in long jump, first in the 60 hurdles, third in the 4x4. 2018 out. This is so long. 2018 outdoors, first in the 110 hurdles, third in the 4x1. 2018 USA's, he was second in the 110s. 2019 NCAA indoors, third in long jump, first in 60-meter hurdles, first in the 60, and third in the 4x4. 2019 outdoors, he was first in the 4x1, first in the 110 hurdles, and second in the 4x4. And in 2019, he was the U.S. runner-up in the 110 hurdles. Did I say everything you've ever done? I couldn't go back to high school because we'd be here all day, Grant.
Hey, it's the thought that counts, right?
I got a lot of thoughts. There's a lot of things to think about.
We.
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Grant, thanks for joining us. Do I have lipstick on my teeth?
I do not. I'm so sorry, but like I'm literally in the weight room, like trigger pointing and stretching, getting ready for a workout. So I'm sure you guys can relate to the multitasking. So I appreciate you guys even having me on this call.
We appreciate you showing up. And more importantly, we appreciate your coach letting you show up during your time in the weight room.
I appreciate it. No, you guys are doing an amazing thing, and I'm so sorry, Kori, about the long accolades, but I'm not sorry. Um,
I'm not
you
sorry
know
about
how
it.
it goes sometimes. So it's all love. It's all love on my end and a part of it. So I appreciate you guys having me on the call, and I'm looking forward to our conversation.
I'm looking forward to it too, because everyone knows I'm a fan of our sport, but I have a special bias when it comes to the hurdlers. So, how did you even get started hurdling?
So to be honest, I just wasn't fast enough to run the sprints. So from there, I kind of just went to the hurdles, and I kind of like in high school, I wasn't dominant, excuse me, but I was still, I was able to hold my own, get a scholarship to the University of Florida, and then I think once I got to the University of Florida, I really started making a name for myself, and kind of just wanted to be one of the best hurdlers of all time, and I feel like I'm on pace to do it. I'm not there yet. I still got a little bit of hard work and a couple more medals to get, but I feel like I'm on the right track.
Couple more medals? Are we trying to get a world record?
Of course. You know how it goes, though. You guys both done the sport. You don't chase the records. It's all about the bling, So get a couple more world titles around my neck, couple Olympic titles around my neck, and I feel like that'll be solidification of who I am as a person as well as who I am on the track.
I understand. Don't you have kind of a relationship with the current world record holder, right? So, have you
I
guys
do.
talked about you going after that world record? What advice
To an
he's given you?
Yeah, yeah, and to an extent, Aries is like a big brother to me now. If I really have a problem, I reach out to him. We was able to have a good conversation in Boston last time we raced, but it's more so of just us just trying to continue to excel our event. Aries set that record in 2012, and everybody said it couldn't be touched. But then, a couple races into the season, Aries is watching. You got David Oliver watching, even Jason Richardson. You have all those primetime hurdlers from the USA watching, and all of them are saying that between myself and Coach Holloway, we should be able to get it done. So to have their support is amazing.
Um, I wanted to go back to the thing you said. You chased the medals, not the records. Tasha, do you feel that way too? Like, would you rather have an Olympic gold medal or a world record? I'm always interested to hear what athletes would rather have.
Oh, me first? I was always told records are made to be broken, so you go after the title first and then the record because your record might get broken someday, but you'll always have that win.
I
And
agree.
then most times, if you just go after the win, the record or whatever else that's to come will come. Although these days,
Especially the way people are running
these days, second and third is going under the world record too. So,
facts.
Grant,
I mean, like I said, I agree fully. Even when I was at not world title. Even when I was at Olympic trials, I was just going just to get through the rounds, and then next thing you know, 1281 pops up on the board, and it's like you don't know how to react to that because you were not even expecting to do that. So I mean, like you said, I for me, I was always told to win. It doesn't matter what the time is. It don't matter how ugly it is. As long as you win and you can have that gold medal around your neck, then that kind of solidifies you as the world champion or the Olympic champion that day, and nobody can ever take that away from you.
I definitely agree because like I'm definitely someone who runs for wins, not times. But at the same time, like there is something to be said in that. Like if you win a medal, you were the best in that field on that day, But a world record's like I'm the best of all time. No one from any era could touch me. But I definitely want to. You can't put a world record in your mantle, so I wanted to know. So you won long jump. You're a great long jumper. You also played football. Like, what made you pick track, and then what made you pick hurdles?
Oh, all right. So football, it kind of boiled down to when I got here in college. I was actually originally committed to University of Georgia to do both. Um, that ended up falling through the cracks because Mark Rick ultimately ended up getting fired. So I kind of just gravitated towards another coaching staff, and that was Coach Holloway's coaching staff here at University of Florida. And then I told Coach Holloway I wanted to play football too. And then afterwards, Coach McElwain was the head coach at the time, and he kind of said, "You're not good enough to play football here at Florida." So to each his own. I kind of just started running track. I mean, it was as simple as that. Um, do I wish I was still playing football? No, not really, because I have a future in track and field now. But do I thank him for lighting that fuel underneath my butt? Absolutely.
I'm
This, just to be clear, there's no relation between you and Coach Holloway, right?
Well, yes and no. So if
Oh,
you ask me, I'm gonna say yes because I feel like we're distant cousins. We haven't found the bloodline yet, but his grandparents and my grandparents were both born in Albany, Georgia. So we believe there's something there. We
likely.
believe we're distant cousins. But if you ask anybody else, they'll say no because we don't have paperwork to show it.
Okay.
that's, I'm cracking up because you started off and you said, "Well, I wasn't fast enough to just sprint," but you have an NCAA champion in the 60. Now you got a coach saying you're not good enough to play football at Florida. And I'm just like, I don't know. You seem like a pretty athletic dude, pretty tall. I would take you as a wide receiver any day, unless you don't have hands, Grant. Oh no, did he
Uh
pause?
oh, did
Is he
he
pause?
freeze? He's frozen. Oh, there he is.
I'm back.
Okay.
Okay,
I
sweet.
do. I would say I have hands. So I think I passed that test too.
Well then, y'all. I'm sure they're awake now, but people need to stop sleeping on Grant Holloway. But speaking of Coach Holloway, what is it like training with him? What's your guys' relationship like?
I mean, Coach Holloway, from when he recruited me till even today when we just had like a small 5 minute talk, he has been nothing but there for me, in all aspects of life. I find it kind of interesting that he stayed true to his promise. He told me that I'm not only going to become one of the best hurlers if I come to University of Florida, but I'll also become a better man. So I feel like that just speaks volume to who he is as a person. When he first recruited me, I was 17 years old, and now I'm 23. And I feel like everything he said back in 2015, yeah, 2015 to now, it's all true and it's all coming in fruition.
I love that. I love a good coach athlete relationship. How has he
I
made
know,
you a
I
better
really do
man?
appreciate it though.
How has he made you a better man?
Just in all aspects of life, even like it'll be days where like I have to, handle some family stuff, and he's like, "Look, go do what you gotta do, take care of your family, just come back here whenever you need to," or like he'll give me like a set day, and he's like, "All right, let's get back to work." He understands, that sometimes we have to step out of the athlete shell and actually become, young men for our families. So, just to do that, and just the stuff he says to me when we're having like private talks, and even like if we're at like let's say we're at world championships or Olympics, and I have some stuff going on, or if I have some type of anxiety or stress, I'm able to go to him and be like, look, I'm nervous, or I feel like this, or I feel like that. And he's able to, calm me down, like, and be that kind of like that father figure for me.
I love that.
How has that relationship been beneficial for you? Transitioning from collegiate to professional. A lot of times you don't see the collegiate to professional relationship work out because all of the things that you just spoke about are great, but sometimes it's hard for your collegiate coach to see you as the professional and as the man.
Yeah, it's
Um,
a different
Um,
dynamic.
yeah, I think it worked out for me. I mean, my transition was definitely tough just because of the traveling, and then you got the jet lag, and all the pre-meet stuff or the pre European
Time
races.
out, time out, time
Uh
out.
oh.
You transitioned to world champion. What are we talking about, Grant?
But we're not. Are we not
Transition was
talking about the first three meets where I struggled and ran 13.3, 13.4? Like don't get me wrong, I figured it out right when I needed it most.
transition.
But
It was a struggle for 3 meets, and then got it
yeah,
together.
hey, 3 meets is a lot for me. Look, 3 meets is a lot for me.
I love your the standard that you hold yourself to, because sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you. I
No,
just was
you're good. You're good. This is your show. I'm your guest.
So go ahead, Grant.
Um, no, my transition was definitely tough just because everything going on, from traveling to Europe, and just understanding basically what it takes to be a professional track athlete. And I struggled a little bit, and I told him that. But then, like Kori said, I transitioned into a world title, so I couldn't be too upset of the transition.
yeah. And so you're still training at the University of Florida, and so you're not with a pro group. And I think that one of the things that I appreciated when I transitioned from college to pro and I went to a pro training group was like I didn't have to be the leader, the one showing everyone how to do things. Like I got to go to Bobby's group and be a rookie and just learn from veterans. Um, I would love to know how you are still, like, since you're still around the team, like your interactions with the college kids and how you're helping, the University of Florida to continue their winning tradition.
Yeah, I definitely feel like the old one. As funny as that sound, I definitely feel like the old one. When they're talking about national titles, I was the last one here, or I was the first freshman here to win a national title. So like kind of like my group is transitioning to the real world while I'm still here. Um, so I kind of definitely feel like the old one, but all in all, people look up to me, regardless if it's on the track, off the track. When I speak, people listen. So like even like if someone's being rude or something in the weight, or not in the weight room, I'm in the weight room now. If someone's being like rude or something in the training room, and I'm like, yo, calm down, just listen, let's get this done and we can go. People react to the way I speak to them and everything. So I definitely feel like it's beneficial. It has its perks and it also has its flaws.
I want to get into your hurdling technique, because your start is disgusting. It's actually insane. Um, it's so crazy, to the point where Parchi, we talked to him. He said he changed his start twice at the Olympics because he was like, "Nah, I can't have Grant out here with a whole step on me before hurdle one." And obviously, you're the king of the start because you have the world record in the 60 hurdles, which we all know. But I feel like you are able to maintain, not only do you have a great start, your technique over the hurdles is a beauty to watch. Like when you watch these videos of you and your head just stays right here, even level, you're not seeing any, your hips are just a straight line. As a hurdler, I'm just like, that's the stuff I like. How did you get your crazy start? What are your tips for hurdlers to get technique like yours? Because the people want to know.
So for me, like I would, like I said before, I wasn't dominant in high school. I didn't have this start in high school. So I think it's like once I found a coach that can match my lifestyle, I think I kind of just bought all in on everything he has to do. So regardless if it was weight room, training room, um, dietitians, nutrition, I mean, I bought into everything that the University of Florida had, and that's kind of the product that we see now. We see Grant Holloway for Grant Holloway now. I think for me and my technique, I think everybody has their own technique, and I don't want people to copy me. I want people to make up their own thing. Prime example, you see Alan Johnson. He has a completely different technique than Aries Merritt. Aries Merritt has a completely different technique than me. So it's kind of just the way you hurdle and the way you kind of just the way you want to be efficient over the hurdles. But for me, like I said, I just bought into everything that Coach Holloway had, and this is the result we have. I'm still trying to perfect it a little bit more because I think 1281 is the first loser on the all-time list. So I think that's the goal, is to be the winner. But I always tell everybody there's a Hall of Fame and there's a Hall of Game. The Hall of Fame is basically everybody that runs, let's just say sub 13. Once you hit that 12.9, I would consider you, part of that Hall of Fame group. It's hard to run sub 13, but the Hall of Game is, there's 8 lanes on the track. Who's going to get what lane? Who's going to get lane one? Obviously the person in lane one. I mean, the person in lane 8 will be the slowest. So let's just say that's 12.9, 12.92. I don't know the whole spectrum right now. Whoever's the slowest gets lane 8. And then whoever, is the second fastest and the fastest get lanes 5 and 4. So, my goal is to always have lane 4, regardless of what I do. Regardless of if it's on the track, off the track. I always want to be solidified as one of the people, that he gave it his all on the track and then also off the track.
I like that. What What is your mentality going into race day?
Mentality, I think definitely for me it stays the same. I treat it just like practice. Once I take the title off the meet, if I've had practices way harder than the track meet. I've gone over 14, 15 hurdles at some practices versus just 10. So I kind of treat it as like a glorified practice, but then at the same time, I give my respect to the competitors, regardless of who's in my race. I always give them the respect because they're training their butts off just like me, and regardless of who's in the race, my goal excuse my language, but my goal is to whoop your ass. It doesn't matter who
That
you are or what we're doing. So I think just definitely me having that mentality of just being one of the greats. It kind of rubs off on me, and I always want to win. I'm a sore loser at the end of the day.
That's funny you
well,
said that because I was gonna ask. Like, the Olympics just happened, silver medalist. You're in the gym as we speak, so kind of like give us your mentality of like what's coming up. How do you come back from the Olympics and mentally bring yourself back up to train? Because I think a lot of people don't realize how it's physically taxing to go through the World Championships
Mentally.
and the Olympic season, but to go through it mentally and then pick yourself back up to go right back at it once again.
yeah, because I
Yeah.
also
So
heard.
go ahead. Go
Sorry, I
ahead.
was
Go ahead.
also going to ask because I saw an interview. You said you felt a little bit. You were a little bit more nervous at the Olympics than you expected to be, and I would like to know like how that played into your Olympic experience as well.
Oh, yeah. So I'm gonna answer your real question first, Corey. If you're not nervous at the Olympics, if you're not nervous at Olympic trials, it's like why are you there? You know
Right.
what I mean? It's especially for us. You guys been through the rocker. You guys know USA Championships is the hardest meet of the year. It doesn't matter. Diamond League final, USA Championships, mentally, physically, emotionally is the hardest meet of the year. So just to come off that high at Olympic trials, make my first Olympic team, I think all in all, I was already going to be nervous just because of what I do. And then just to go to the Olympics and then also have my first chance to run against Sensor Parchment. It's always someone I always adored and always inspired to race against. So I had a chance to race against him 3 times. My prelim round, my semi round, and of course the final. First things first, I'll always say it in every interview. My hat goes off to Hansel Parchment. The man put together the perfect race on the perfect day. So my hat goes off to him. For me, I'm a sore loser, so I'm taking note of how I felt. I'm taking note of, what I did wrong, how I did wrong, what was going on during that week, and I'm going to use that as motivation as I'm clearly in the weight room now. When I get back on the track, when I start my indoor season for Indo Worlds, I'm going to remember, what it felt like for me to sit in that press conference and, have everybody ask me, well, Grant, you blew it again. So what's the next goal? So for me, like I said, I'm a sore loser, but at the end of the day, I have nothing but respect for my competitors. I have nothing but respect for Ansel Parchment. So my hat goes off to him, and I'm going to use it just as motivation. I figure I find ways just to keep myself motivated. And the funny story is, Ansel Parchment always going to be part of my life because I went to Petco probably about a month ago, probably after the Olympics, and I bought a gold beta fish, and I named him Hansel. So I always find ways to stay
Wait,
motivated. And that's the biggest one right there.
Not you got little Parchy in the house.
It's the sound effects for me.
Oh Lord.
Wait, time out. So every day you come home and you feed Hansel, is what you telling me?
Yeah. Well, I don't feed him every day because I beta fish can't eat every day. But no, like probably like every day I see him, I remember the Olympics, and hey, that's you could take the rest of it. You kind of know.
Here's the thing. I understand because when I did bad in 2019, my screensaver on my phone was the podium where I was not on it. And so every day when I looked at my phone, I looked at myself not being on a podium. So I get it.
Hmm.
I didn't get a living
You
creature.
find ways to stay motivated. You find ways to stay motivated.
So
But I
so
think sorry.
speaking of staying motivated, and we did have Hansel on last week or week before last, and
Okay.
we did talk a little bit about the Jamaicans kind of moving into, we just look at you guys, right? But like now it's like you got Omar, Hansel, Levy. So Anthony Henry has a question here. I'd love to hear your take on it, given the the
Nice.
what you gave us. How did you feel about the Jamaicans saying that they could get 1, 2, 3 in the hurdles in Oregon next summer?
Well, to be honest,
We
they all
don't.
have to make the team. They all have to make the team, and I don't. So regardless of the fact, they have to battle it out to see who makes it there. At
He
the
said,
end of the day,
I'll be at the World
I'll
Championships. Y'all
I'll be in
are
I'll be in
still.
Oregon. I'll be in Oregon waiting, ready to defend my title. Like I said, I respect all my competitors. I looked up to them. I'm the young one of that whole group, and I've had conversations with all of them. At the end of the day, my hat goes off to them, but they have to be ready on that day, make the team, and then come to Oregon and make it through 3 rounds to see me.
Tokyo ish.
He said, y'all worry about 1, 2, 3. Y'all still have to get to Oregon. I'm there. Waiting.
Tokyo ish. Ladies and gentlemen, that this is what you come to
It's not
Track
even.
Girl
It's
Summer for.
facts. It's straight facts. He said, I don't know if you know how the qualification system works, but I'm qualified. Well,
I'm
since
there.
we talked about the Jamaicans, and you said you're the young one, I feel like we've got a lot of young talent in the U.S. hurdler, with the U.S. male hurdlers. I love you and D-Rob. You know, D-Rob is one of my children, raised to myself. But I love you and Daniel Roberts' relationship. Um, Devon, I hate it when it does this. Devon Allen, as we call him over here.
Devon.
Um, it
Devon.
is doing amazing. What do you think about the future of the U.S. hurdles?
We have a bright future. I mean, we have a bright future only because like we're all, well, me and D Rob are relatively young. Devin's kind of up there in age, but not really. He's kind of like in between old and young. So we're all doing exactly what we need to be doing. Devin just ran 12:99. D Rob ran 13 flat in 2019. So I feel like we're all on the stepping stones to bring U.S. hurling where it was before the little drop off that we had. Regardless of the fact, of course, we have Hansel, Ronald, Omar, and then we have some of the other people from other than you got Andrew Pazzi, Orlando Ortega, Sergey. I think we're all working hard. I think we're all gunning for the top spot. But at the end of the day, cream rises to the top. So I think Kori, you said it best. On the day of the competition, it's whoever has the best day that day.
Yeah, I love to see it because everyone knows you never know what's going to happen in the hurdles. Like, it doesn't matter how fit you are, you have to be able to get over all 10 of them things, and they are up there for you guys. Like, people don't realize, like, the men actually have to hurdle. The women, we can just really sprint over them, but the men,
Just keep going
y'all
as fast as you can.
really have to hurdle. But I wanted to open up questions for the chat. We're trying to keep things shorter now these days when it comes to the interviews, and I know you're in the middle of a workout, so we are not taking too much of your time today. But like, if you guys have any questions for Grant, I'm gonna open up the floor.
Well, I think while we wait for the questions to come in, Do you have an all-time, let me read the script so I say it right, shuttle hurdle relay crew? You can pick
Um,
anyone, male or female, any time frame,
But
past,
we're gonna
oh,
keep it to the
any
present.
U.S.
time frame, huh?
and you got to keep it to the U.S. though.
Oh, now we're just doing
Okay, so what?
US. Okay.
Because it
That's
was
two
too
guys.
crazy. Two
That's two
guys, two
guys and
girls.
two girls. I feel like I'm going to include myself because I would be fucking retarded not to do that. Excuse my language.
Good.
Definitely, I'm going to say myself and Alan Johnson. Only Alan Johnson because I feel like
Mm.
he set the standard for male sprint hurdles. It doesn't matter what generation or how young. Usually, when you watch hurdle film or if you type in hurdles, Alan Johnson's the first one to pop up. So my hat goes off to him. Kenny Harrison, that just in itself kind of speaks volume. And then honestly, that the next female spot, I have to do a little bit more education myself because honestly, Kenny spoiled me. I came up in the era where Kenny Harrison was killing it each and every round. So if I have to go off the top of my head, since Kori's on the call, I'm just gonna go ahead and say Kori can she can
Hey,
join
I'm
our
a
relay.
gamer. I'm a gamer. People don't know. My 100 hurdles was actually kind of nice back in the day.
Yeah,
I almost went into
I would you
I don't
killing it.
want
You
to
killing it.
break the collegiate record on me, so I said, you know what, you go do that.
I hope I
um,
pronounced this correctly, but this question came in with a super chat, so we have to acknowledge it. This is Sean Anthony. I hope I said that right. Question for Grant. Since you already have the wild card for Eugene for reigning world champion, does Devon get it
come on down.
too for winning the Diamond League? We've answered this question
Um,
before, but
no, he doesn't. Sorry, but Devin will make the team, so I'm not really worried about Devin. So
Uh,
basically, if you won world champs, I don't know if Natasha or Kori broke it down, but basically, world champions get the top, and then from there it's the Diamond League winners, and then from there it's I think that's it. There's nobody else that can get the bye. So
but we
basically, if you won world champs, then you get it, and then if
Trump.
someone won world champs in your event, then you can't go, or
but
from your
we've
country,
also
excuse me.
learned that that's a Team USA standard, and that the IAAF rule is that you can have 4 people there. So regardless if like someone won the Diamond League and then um, their previous world champion, if that country only has 2 other people that have the standard, then they can just send that 4. But the rule is
Okay.
that it's no more than 4, and then Team USA's standard is that the reigning world champion is the one who precedes the.
Oh, okay. Well, I learned something new today.
We learned something new too because we said that you were the one going, but then our resident legal team, Aisha, came back and was like, actually, the rule is, and so yeah, so
Shouts
Uh,
out to Aisha.
yeah.
always. Someone said, when you get this world record and Olympic gold, would you try out the 400 hurdles? I'm gonna add to that, or would you go back to long jumping?
Honestly, I don't know. Long jump was kind of hard on my body. I had some lingering injuries during college that I feel like if I didn't have it, if I didn't long jump, I of course felt like I could have ran faster. Everybody says that, but I don't know what I would do. From the 100, 200, open 400, 400 hurdles, long jump. I feel like if I put my mind and if I train for anything, I'm able to, accomplish anything. So I feel like that's a positive about me. It doesn't matter what I do. I'm always able to, try out or not really try out, work out, and then, put my mind to it and make that event or make that team.
I like that. I like that. I always think like I'm delusional, and I feel like that's with most people who are champions winners. Like if Coach will put me in the steeplechase, I'd be like, look, Kori, all you have to do is stay with the pack because they can't sprint with you. You just have to stay with them till the end, and then you'll be fine. Like I feel like as champions, you're gonna be like, if I'm in it, I'm in it to win it. Like I'll
Yeah,
figure it out whether I've trained for it or not. Like winners, we try to win no matter
that's
the
that's that's
circumstance.
that's what makes us great. That's what makes us great.
Someone asked, how low do you think the world record could go, given the talent that is present in the hurdles at this time? Because you see
Uh,
on the other side of the hurdles, they just making drops, okay? But I think part of it is that you have people. It's an arms race. Like, you have people pushing you. So I would
yeah.
love to know how you think it can go.
I think, especially with the way men's hurling's coming, you're getting more people running 12. It's not like it's a mystery how to run 12. Like, I feel like with the right coaching and if you're healthy at the time comes and you have the right conditions, 12 is available for anybody. Not just America and not just Jamaica, but for the whole world. Um, I feel like with the competitors that we have in the race, between if you take the top six, the top five, top six times this year, you have two people who ran sub 12 and a bunch of 13-0s. If you put us all in the race on any given day, it doesn't matter who gets out first or who finishes strong. That race is wide open for anybody. So I feel like the world record could definitely go down to maybe 1272, 1266 is that sweet spot that I'm always, flirting with. I think that is definitely possible, with the right conditions, like I said before. And it kind of just comes down to who wants it more. You put us all in the race, and it kind of goes back to the Hall of Fame and the Hall of Game mention that I made. Whoever wants it most on that day, it doesn't matter what lane you're in. Anything can happen.
I love that. I love that. Tasha, do you have any more questions to ask Grant?
No, I think we got it all. Unless there's something specifically Grant wants us to touch on, we want to be respectful of your not only your time, your training time. I don't need mouse
I'm not trying to get in trouble with Coach Holloway. I'll let you know that right
hitting me
No,
now.
you
down.
guys are
Like,
all good. You guys are all good. I appreciate you guys for even understanding that I'm in the weight room. I don't know if you guys can hear the music or not. I've tried to put my AirPods in and hope for the best, but the connection has worked out. I've had such a great time on this call. You guys got your little tea to sip on now from having me and my good friend Hansel on the call now. So look, as y'all both sip some more. Yeah, everybody's happy. And like I said, I'm not the one to talk shit. I'm not the one to boost and brag about what I've done. Every year, everything I did in 19 is obsolete. Everything that happened during COVID is obsolete. Everything that I did in 2021 is obsolete. It's a new year. I have to show up just like everybody else, prove my fitness, and I gotta rise back to the top. So, with that being said, I'm gonna go rise to the top during this workout.
spoken like a true.
I love it. Have a great workout. We really appreciate you taking the time and coming to Track Girl Summer. You guys can follow Grant Holloway at Flamingo, and that's with 2 A's and an underscore at the end. Support
Yeah,
him.
you spelled it right.
I was like, we getting a lot of forehead. Um, but we love to see it. Thank you so much. And I'm like, where is my iPad? It's right here, so I can do the outro. But I feel like I should know it by now. Make sure you follow me, follow Natasha, and all the things. Follow Tropical Summer. Head to tropicalsummer.com. Get your merch. Buy your mom some merch. She said she wanted some. She told me. I can't say it specifically. And make sure you tell someone about Track Girl Summer. Share this podcast, this
It's a
video,
podcast.
this
It's
live.
a podcast. It's a
Y'all
YouTube.
been calling it a podcast. Also, if you want, I saw when we first started on the show.
Oh God.
Serenity Douglas came on and said that she loved you, and we love Serenity. She went from track to now she's doing journalism. She is doing great things. So follow her as well. I think it's at Serenity. It's something. It's at something. Instagram's down right now, so I can't look it up. Sorry, but
Oh, okay. That's why I couldn't log on Instagram. It is down. Okay, thank you for telling me that.
yeah, I googled because I was like, "What is going on?" The internet says Instagram and Facebook is down.
Yeah, all Facebook products. But when it's back up, make sure you share this link on Instagram and Facebook.
Yes, and yeah, and should we tell them our plans, Natasha? Moving forward,
we don't quite have the plans just yet, but
things are happening. But whatever. All right, we'll see you guys later.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Remember, Grant, remember this. No matter what time of the year it is, it's always Track Girl Summer, baby.
Respectfully.
Bye.